Hi, welcome back to One Dish, Two Ways. Today it's simple. It's just one dish, but it's an important dish because it's a great condiment and it's salsa. And we're going to do chips and salsa, which I am actually able to eat on a whole food plant-based diet, and I'll show you why that is. We just thought a salsa video would be good ahead of Cinco de Mayo, so that's why we're doing this video. So the first thing is the tortilla chips. So I am trying to stay away from all oil because it's not good for my heart. It's not good for me. So thankfully, the group I am a member of a whole food plant-based potluck group. We meet once a month, and after I'd been there, I don't know, a month or so, they were like, "Oh, there's corn tortillas that have whole foods in them." So they told me about this brand, El Milagro, and you get them at the local Mexican market. I can't find them in the grocery store. It's the Mexican market, and literally the only ingredients are corn, water, and lime. So this is what we're using. And they're cheap. It's like 98 cents for this whole package here in Central Illinois. It's amazing. So all I've done is I've taken 3 of them out of the package, and I use scissors and I cut them into triangles, and I'm going to have Joe put them in the air fryer for 6 minutes. It's that simple. So he's going to do that. And then I'm going to make the salsa. So years ago, I used to watch Pioneer Woman, and she had this restaurant style salsa. And I've basically been making a version of that for several years now. This is the basic one I make, but I will give you suggestions on how to change it up. So we like our salsa not chunky, not too chunky. So we start with 1 can of crushed tomatoes. I've already got that in my big bowl. And then I've got some water in here, and I'll show you why I have the water. Anymore, you can find a lot of canned items that are no salt added, which I prefer. If I'm going to add salt, I want to do it. I don't want some company to do it for me. And these were all things I got at Walmart. So you can get you don't have to go to a specialty food store. So this doesn't need to go into the food processor, but everything else does. So we're going to start with our onions. If you want to know why the onions are like this, maybe Joe can attach our food prep video so you can see that. So I'm going to put about, I don't know, a cup or so of onions in. I mean, I really do eyeball this when I'm making it. So sometimes Joe's like, yeah, that's a little different than the last time. It is. 2 cans of no salt added diced tomatoes. You can easily use the ones that have the green chilies in them. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Does not matter. I'm going to put in 2 chipotle peppers and adobo. We choose these because they're nice and smoky flavor. They do add a little bit of heat, but we like the smoky. Now, in the summer, once our peppers start coming in, or if I go to the farmer's market, and I'll use hot peppers. But today, oh, I love the smell of these. And if you open these peppers up, they will last in your fridge for several weeks. So just put them in a new container, and you got that. Sometimes I add 3, but today I'm going to do it. They will last quite a while. I've got 2 cloves, 1 big and 1 small, of peeled garlic, and then cilantro. So this is 1 batch of cilantro, and I'm just going to, I don't know, it's like a heaping handful, probably about a cup. I use everything, stems and all. It's all got good flavor. We're going to push it down into the food processor. Now, I know this is going to make a lot of noise, so I'm not going to talk during it, and Joe's probably going to speed the video up. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pulse this till I get it to where the veggies are to the, what do you call that, the size that we like. Okay, so, nope, it's not on there right. Hold on a second. It's backwards from when I normally do it. Okay, here we go. This is just a Ninja food processor. It's not a Vitamix or anything like that. So I'm just going to pulse it. It's close. So this is where it's all dependent on how you like it. If you want it more chunky, then don't go as far. I'm going to continue to go because we like it less chunky. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Move the lid to the side, and I'm hoping Joe can give you a close-up of that before I add it to the crushed tomatoes. So now I'm going to add it to the crushed tomatoes. Let's take this out and put that there. Oh my goodness. So again, add what your family likes. If you prefer hot pepper or jalapenos instead of the chipotle peppers and adobo, go for it. Or also just use what you have in your freezer or your cupboard. Maybe you've got to get rid of some peppers from the summer that you did. Now, you can also add more seasonings to this. You can add chili lime to this. You could add cumin to this. This is just our basic recipe that we have. I will say, this will really tighten up as it sits in the fridge. So sometimes I will, number one, I try to clean out my jars. Put this back in here because you don't want to waste all this wonderful tomato goo. And I will add a little extra water so that it doesn't tighten up. And it's going to be the perfect, because it's the perfect consistency now. It's when it sits in the fridge that sometimes I will get it out and we'll be like, oh, it needs some more water in there. And then we'll add some more water to it, or hot sauce. You can add that too. So yeah, this is the basic. And you can see it makes a lot. It freezes phenomenally, which is why I make it in these big batches, because then I don't have to make it for 2 to 3 weeks. I love salsa. I use salsa on salads. I use salsa for chips and salsa on a baked potato. And you'll see in the next video, you'll see how I use this salsa for a very quick meal. You can also mix salsa with hummus to make a really good dip. So that's another suggestion for you. So Joe, can you check on those chips for me? See if they're ready so we can taste test. Wow. Another option, if you don't have fresh garlic, is you can use garlic powder and you still get the flavor. You just sometimes won't need as much of that, because when you have the dry, it's more intense flavor than you have the fresh. How we doing? Oh, we got 1 minute left. So what other things can you do with salsa? Some people put it on cottage cheese and they make it that as a dip. That's an option for you. You can also make a salad dressing out of this very easily. Add a little bit of vinegar to it to thin it out a little bit, and a little bit more seasoning. You can add it as a salad dressing. So I hear the timer going off. So we're going to give this a taste test for you and show you how the chips come out. So I'll have Joe put the chips right over here. I'll get a thing out for you. So do you like salsa? I mean, do you like chips and salsa? How do you make your salsa? Or do you like a certain brand that you want to tell us about? The Cherry Republic, I've mentioned them in another video. Oh, those are perfect. They make a cherry salsa. Oh my gosh, it's phenomenal. Like, I could drink it by the gallon. So if these just came out, I will show you they're perfectly crisp. And that's 6 minutes in the air fryer. No oil. Saves all those calories. I have maybe sneak them into the Mexican restaurant too. Joe, you want to come try? No? Okay. So let me give this a try. Can you hear the crunch? These are so easy in the air fryer and no guilt. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to eat the whole bag because that would be bad. But I can eat this without any guilt. So let me know in the comments. Are you going to give this a try? And what are your Cinco de Mayo plans? Thank you very much for joining us for One Dish, Two Ways. Like and subscribe. Have a good day.